Hi, my name is Alex and I'm going to show you how to make a brassy type of sound on the Tempest. So something like that, but maybe a little bit different, because every time I make it, I'll make it a little bit different. But some of the same things I will do almost every time I make a brassy kind of sound on the Tempest. So let's start by going to the erase and copy page, and I'm on this sound, so I will go to initialize sound, next, exit. The weird thing is when I erase a sound, it's actually getting loaded with a kick drum. So I will go to oscillator 3 and I will remove that one. I will go to sound screen and I will scroll this knob here, turn it all the way to the left, so it says oscillator off, so no sound now. So next thing I will do, I will go to the select button here and I will click it until it says oscillator 1, because now we will make a we will introduce the analog waveforms that are the base of the sounds that we are shaping. So by scrolling this knob, remember to be at sound screen, scroll it until it says sawtooth, and then go to oscillator 2 and introduce another sawtooth. They are interrupting each other, cooperating or something, blending together and creating a little bit fuller sound. So introduce a little bit sawtooth, a little bit fuller sound now. So if I also detune one sawtooth a little bit deeper and the other sawtooth a little bit higher pitch, then it sounds a little bit more alive maybe. So let's see, I will take the fine frequency knob and I will turn it down like a slightly down to -6. You can already hear a little bit change there, and the oscillator 2 up a notch, like +6, and then we will go. We're still in oscillator 2, both sawtooths, in one sawtooth in each oscillator, but in the oscillator 2 I can go to and scroll further in the menu with the right arrow and introduce some oscillator sloppiness to it, and that what it does is kind of like fading the frequency of the oscillator a little bit up and down, so that it kind of gets a little bit out of tune, and sometimes a little bit more in tune, ever so slightly. So I will turn it up a notch. So every time I click this or tap this button, it will change a little bit. And now I have the base of the sound, so I can try playing a chord, because now it's in 16 tunings mode. That is what you get when you click the 16 beats and 16 time steps at the same time. The problem now is it sounds a little bit too short, a little bit too snappy. It's kind of like a percussive sound. That's because we're in AD mode. So we will flip to AD as an R mode, so we have more control over the sustain and release as well, and it will now actually hold down the sound. The sound will maintain if I hold down the key or the pad. Nice. Okay. So, now we have a brass kind of sound. The thing is, does a saxophone, trumpet, or trombone or something, does it sound that long when you're like when you stopped blowing it? It doesn't do that, does it? So we have to get rid of the release. Go to the amp envelope and go to the release knob here. You can see it in the screen, and turn it all the way down to 0. So I'm not the best key player. I'm not the best guitar player. I'm not the best drummer either. I'm more a producer. But anyways, this is a brassy kind of sound now. So we have this. Not too bad. But in a way, I kind of think that in a mix with other instruments and vocals, I don't want that brass to interrupt the vocals too much. So I will kind of shave off the upper frequencies maybe. Let's do that by using the low pass filter. And now we can open up that frequency a little bit, but not as much. So I will go to the low pass envelope, and I will use the attack and decay to like smoothly introduce the openness of the filter, and use the amount to choose how open I want the filter to be. So let's see. Let's see, I will have to, now the decay is at 111, so the decay can be more open, longer than the attack, because the attack is at the beginning of the sounds. You can't have too slow attack if you're playing a saxophone. It actually, the sound is apparent earlier, so you have to have a little bit fast attack, but slower than zeros. Zero is like whenever you're like starting to blow the trumpet or whatever you're playing, it's like, and it doesn't do that, because the air is actually spending some time going through the pipe and then producing the sound. So it's a little bit like blowing kind of sound, but it's actually, we don't hear it that well. It's very subtle. So I will introduce a fast attack, but not too fast. So now we have something we can use. Sometimes I even use the pitch envelope and do something like that. And I will go to the amounts part, and I will go on the minus side, because then it will actually pitch from a lower pitch and upwards. And then I will use a fast decay. I'm not 100% sure, but to my knowledge, most brass sounds are a little bit deeper when you are starting to blow it, and then when you blow harder, it's the pitch are kind of like higher and the frequencies are opening up a little bit. So it's not supposed to sound natural though. So you're kind of imitating some of the qualities of the sound instead of kind of making it sound natural. That's not the point. But in a way, sometimes you want the vibration, the vibratio, or the tremolo kind of effect you will get when you're a live player with live instruments. So I will introduce some LFO. Go to the LFO section and go to let's see, oscillator, all frequencies, and go to the amount, and I will just force it upwards to like the full amount now. This sounds too weird. We want a subtle effect, and we want it to be a little bit slower. Now it's the amount is at 127. Let's turn it down to 50. Let's turn it down to 20. 9, 22. 15. 12. Hey, now it sounds like the 80s. So let's just change some of these settings. We want it to appear later, so I will go change the amount to 0 now and go to aux1 envelope. So now I want the aux1 to actually change when it will force the LFO to play whenever it wants it to play. So I'm at aux envelope 1. I will use the right arrow to go to the destination part, and then I will change this into LFO amount, LFO1 amount, because I was editing the LFO1 part. And now I will go to the delay, and I will introduce some delay, because the delay function forces this LFO to appear later. And then I will go to the decay function setting, and I will change it to a very high number, because high digit, yeah, because I wanted to after I've been holding down the chord for a while, it should vibrate in a way, and it shouldn't stop. It just should keep vibrating. So a long decay. Let's see, I will go to the delay function and a little bit faster. And then I will go to the amount section and I will turn it up a bit. So, okay. A little bit more delay. 80 maybe. And that was too much amount, so let's see, 12. And you can also hear that the effect is too apparent when it's coming, so when it's on. So you have to actually adjust the attack a little bit, and a little bit slower attack, because otherwise it will just boom. Let's see. Even slower maybe. But the delay can actually be a little bit faster. And let's see, a little bit less amount again. Actually, I think this is a pretty cool effect now. Now it's slightly out of tune. It's actually out of tune in a way that people will think that it's out of tune, but to me, I like it. So use it for whatever purpose you want to use it, but use all the settings in a way that kind of fit your style, fit that kind of sound you're going for that particular project. And I'm sorry for taking too much of your time, because my English is like slightly off in a way. So I'm working on it. Please give me some feedback on tips and tricks and what I should do and what I shouldn't do to make my videos better. Okay, thank you, and enjoy the Tempest and make a lot of sounds and show me some of your patches. Thank you.